Gonzalez.
Well, police departments across the country are coming under criticism for using excessive force against Occupy Wall Street protesters over the past 2 months. In Seattle, Mayor Mike McGinn apologized Wednesday, hours after an 84-year-old retired Seattle schoolteacher named Dorli Rainey was pepper sprayed in the face during a protest. Photographs of the woman moments after she was pepper sprayed went viral. One photograph shows the chemical irritant and liquid used to treat it dripping from her chin. According to Occupy Seattle organizers, a priest and a pregnant teenager were also pepper sprayed that Tuesday night. Seattle police spokesman Jeff Capel defended the use of pepper spray, saying it is, quote, not age-specific, no more dangerous to someone who is 10 or someone who is 80.
To talk more about what happened, Dorli Rainey is joining us right now from Seattle. She is 84 years old, a longtime Seattle resident and community activist. Dorli was born in Austria, moved to the United States in 1956 after working as a technical translator in the U.S. Army in Europe. She briefly campaigned to run for mayor in Seattle in 2009. Dorli Rainey, welcome to Democracy Now! Tell us what happened to you, why you're out in the streets, and how you ended up being pepper sprayed in the face.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I am a member of Occupy Seattle. I spent 5 days in D.C. with the October 2011 group, which was a wonderful thing to go to. And I hope to go to that group again in March. I got pepper sprayed because we were penned in by the bicycle groups until there was no way out. And the minute the people had us penned so tightly that we could barely move, they started letting loose with the pepper spray. And it was not just a few people that were targeted. When you look at the pictures, you will see that the pepper spray fog and the stream of pepper spray is all over. My problem is not only with police brutality, it is with the progressive, getting worse attitude of the police. I was tear gassed, and thank you, Norm Stamper, in Seattle when the WTO was there in Seattle. And I also was in a workshop with Arundhati Roy when she was in Seattle for the WTO. These occasions, while they were pretty violent outside, were not nearly as bad as what we see now. It is getting progressively worse. Our freedoms are getting curtailed, and I just listened to the press being banned at Wall Street. This in a country where we export our sort of democracy all over the world at gunpoint. And what we have to do is change the mindset of people that guns will not solve our crisis. The president going to Australia to introduce troops into Australia, I fear for Australians because sooner or later they'll be occupied like our troops are occupying practically half of the world. Once the troops get there, there's no getting them out.
I wanted to get your comment, Dorli, on the Seattle Mayor Mike McGinn apologizing Wednesday to protesters who were pepper sprayed Tuesday night. He wrote in a statement, last night the police used pepper spray in 2 separate incidents. Many are now questioning whether police use of force was appropriate to the circumstances. I have seen video, written descriptions of the incidents, and to those engaged in peaceful protests, I'm sorry that you were pepper sprayed. Mayor McGinn also wrote that he spoke to you, Dorli Rainey, and asked how you're doing. Can you describe that conversation and what you told Mayor McGinn?
We spoke very briefly, and I told him that he is not in charge of what is going on, that our politicians really have lost control, and this sort of brutality is now endemic all over the United States and is being controlled by Homeland Security, by the FBI, and by the military and the war on terrorism, and it has nothing to do any longer with what individual mayors may want or not want to do.
Well, a number of questions have been raised about how much cities across the country have coordinated